All right. Welcome back to the show, Tracy Wilson. How are you, Tracy?
I am very well, Trevor. And how are you?
Excellent. Of course, it's Thursday. We're podcasting. We're live. Things couldn't be any better. So,
Right. hmm
so Tracy, there was a thing that just happened. Pretty big thing. You were there.
Yeah, a thing happened and it's called TACOM. And I'm telling you, this event is shaping up to be Canada's SHOT Show. It was absolutely insane. Almost 20,000 people through the gate. So, recognizing that this is in Toronto,
Thursday. We're podcasting. We're live.
people people travel to attend there, but still, I mean, that's great attendance. Hundreds of booths, thousands of guns under one roof. Of course, zero violence because we're all good people. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I shared a great TACOM video. It's sort of one of those, where they speed it up and you see it in fast motion. I shared one of those onto the CCFR public facing page that was on the TACOM page. So everybody should go check it out. It was just incredible.
Awesome. So this is the second year for TACOM, correct?
Yeah, so it sort of evolved. I think the very first year, it was more or less just the grand opening of FOC. They had invited some local politicians and had a little grand opening party. And last year they did it at their facility. And of course, the facility was way too small
And where
for what
where
it
was that,
was. Well,
Tracy?
it's grown even beyond that.
Where was it last year?
In Ajax at
In
the
Ajax.
at
Okay.
the Firearms Outlet Canada, yeah. So
Right.
they've got some store space there, some
Yeah.
offices and classrooms, and then like a warehouse space. So they sort of had it going on in there, but it was standing room only, shoulder to shoulder. Not that it wasn't at the International Center as well. So
Right. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for the listeners
absolutely
that
insane.
that aren't familiar, where is the International Center located?
So it's just on the outskirts of Toronto. It's very close to the airport, which is great. So people flying in, had like a 6-minute commute, which was awesome because I did have Michelle fly in. Michelle Rempel came in on the Friday night. Of course, they're in super high gear right now. Everything's going crazy. But she took some time to come out on Friday. She had a speaking engagement on the main stage, but she did have a couple hours prior to that to just walk around, meet the retailers, meet the attendees, kiss babies and shake hands and do all that stuff.
It's
And as
important to get
well,
those in the correct order.
yeah, well, what was really neat was she is actually filming a documentary right now with Netflix. And what they're doing is they're following around four influential political women. I think there's like an American senator, there's Michelle from Canada, I think a British parliamentarian, and somebody else. But what they're doing is they're following them around, and it's all about women in politics. And the name of the
Hmm.
documentary, funny enough, is called Hunting in Packs, Women in Politics.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was
So
really great. We had, it'll give a lot more exposure to the show itself and to all the retailers that were in attendance. So,
that's
very good.
awesome. So this year, TACCOM added some events. It's not just a gun show where you show up and you walk around and you go to the booth, and it is different than the um, SHOT Show because you can actually shop here. Correct? You can purchase things.
Yes, that's correct. So I think the International Center put a rule that, they couldn't sell guns out the door basically, but people could buy guns and then the retailers would ship them. Everything else that you could buy there, you could take it with you. But that was an International Center rule. And, I guess they had funny feelings about
People walk into
thousands
the
of
parking lot. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there was a lot of guns sold there. But yeah, it's more than just a gun show because it's open to the public, which is completely different than SHOT Show. So everybody can attend. There was also a main stage where there was seminars and speakers. Rod got up, he had a half hour on the main stage on Saturday. It was packed, standing room only. In fact, the seats were full. The seats and behind the seats, which are, where the food vendors are, that was full. And then there was standing room all around. So he delivered an absolutely flawless speech as usual, very engaging, good crowd. And then aside from that, on the Saturday night, there was a VIP gala, they called it. Basically, it was a 5-course, very elegant meal. Dress was formal, so we wore cocktail dresses and the guys wore suits. And the coat of arms group, gave out some awards. So it was kind of neat. It was like, the Emmys or something. So yeah, it all in all, like it's just 3 action-packed days of all kinds of good stuff going on.
I like how they're turning it into like a destination. It's not just about going and walking around and looking at the vendors.
Hmm.
They've brought in keynote speakers. They brought in a celebrity master of ceremonies, Master Ken. They had
Yeah.
the VIP dinner. This awards thing that's completely new. So, when you talk a little bit about that, what were the types of categories of awards that were given out? Who did they recognize and for what?
Well, I'll tell you, the two ones that mean the most to me was there was a Lifetime Achievement Award that, of course, went to John Hipwell, who is the owner and founder of Wolverine Supplies. He's now passed it on to his son Matt, retired RCMP. Oh, amazing family. I got to spend some time with them this summer out in Virden, Manitoba, at Wolverine Days, and I don't think people really understand how vital of a role John Hipwell has played in our community and sort of shaping where we're at now, because he's always just been a very humble, quiet guy, right? But he has battled the RCMP on classifications and been successful in having many firearms reclassified, and just been an incredible advocate for law abiding gun owners and for sensibility. He's testified at the House of Commons, at the Senate, but he's not one of these glory seekers. So he's just humble and sweet. And he had his whole family there. Even his daughters flew in for it. And, he had a couple ominous warnings in his acceptance speech. One of them, one of the warnings he gave was, "This is word for word. If the Liberals win the next election, we are finished. Not in trouble, not destitute here. We are finished." So I think that's coming from the godfather of gun advocacy. And then he took a little below the belt swing at some of the situations that are going on in our community right now. He voiced his displeasure with court action, org against org type stuff, and even retailers fighting amongst themselves. So I think the message here is we've got to have some unity in our community. So I'm telling you, I was brought to tears. And when he came off the stage, I was at the bottom of the stairs to greet him, and I gave him a big hug and a kiss, and just a real all around solid salt of the earth family. So that was that was cool. The second award that really means a lot to me was they had one for Canadian firearms advocacy. Now, this is really unique because, this is my forte, right? But this award will never go to a professional advocate. This award is meant to seek out somebody within the community who has gone over and above and done something really incredible to advocate on behalf of Canadian firearms owners. So the young lad out of Alberta, Ryan Slingerland, you may remember him. He spoke at our AGM. He is also the creator of the parliamentary e-petition to scrap C-71, which was sponsored by MP Rachel Harder. At the time, it was the second most signed parliamentary e-petition with over 86,000 signatures. And like, he was a 16-year-old kid, right? He doesn't even have skin in the game, but he just couldn't stand the injustice. So he was unable to be there. So I accepted the award on his behalf, and I'm going to ship that out to him. Coat of Arms made a beautiful video, so I know his family's really eager to see that. And then there was other awards like Best Retailer, which was a People's Choice Award. People could go online and vote for that. And yeah, so I think it's really important to the community to get this kind of little recognition, and it's fun, and it was great. So um, these awards were all sponsored by different people. Wolverine sponsored one, Select Shooting Supplies. There was, Female Shooter of the Year, Male Shooter of the Year. We also sponsored one for Best Canadian Product, and yeah, it was pretty incredible.
Sounds like quite a ceremony.
Oh, it was amazing. And the whole thing was very entertaining. Of course, you got Master Ken, and forgive me for being naive, but I had no idea who he was, right? I'm not really a YouTube person. I don't obviously have very much time to watch videos unless they're political, right? So Anyways, I didn't know this guy from a hole in the ground. I got to tell you, I had Glenn Motz, MP Glenn Motz, who was our keynote speaker. I had him sitting beside me at the table, and he was almost falling off his chair, literally laughing. Like it was insane. So the entire thing was like a giant skit, and there's one other little thing I'll mention that was pretty entertaining as well. Going along the lines of keeping it lighthearted and poking jokes, they did a little skit about about Tenda. So I'm sure you'll see a video come out about that. And then they made this big dramatic announcement. Fred got up there and he said, this event's been very very successful, and going forward we'd like to unveil our new logo for next year's event right
Oh,
here
this,
with you
yeah.
people. And the screen, or the red curtains open up, and on the stage on the big screen is the CCFR logo with TACCOM written across the middle of it and no compromising underneath. And I'm telling you, Rod and I were just stunned, right? My mouth dropped about 3 inches and I was like, oh my word. Like, what just happened? The whole place erupted in laughter. This was a direct kick in the gonads at who it flew right over his head. He got up and shook Fred's hand on the stage, and I don't think he even understands what just happened there. But anyways, that's okay, because we had a good laugh at his expense. But
So, where do we see a copy of this logo or a picture of this logo?
I'll look around and see if I can find one, but basically it was that new CCFR logo, the one Rod
Yeah, with the
created.
rifle.
Yeah, with the rifle, and it almost looks like the Hockey Canada logo, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah.
they had that instead of the CCFR in the middle. It said
Do you want to get
TACCOM.
sued? Be quiet. Don't say that. Hockey Canada could be listening. What are you doing?
Well, truthfully, the person we can thank for that logo is Rod Giltaca. But
Yeah, true story.
yeah, so that was pretty neat. And Glenn Motz got up and he gave a very motivational, talk. I mean, it's hard when you're at such an entertaining, fun thing to have this serious political talk, but he put a couple jokes in there too. And all in all, it was amazing. Incredible meal. The centerpieces were like vases filled with
Brass.
brass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that looks
and a
cool.
rose in the middle. Yeah.
Nice.
It was awesome. Couple other little highlights. Alberta Tactical Rifle Supplies. They have come out with a new non-restricted gun chambered in 5.56, and they've got the CCFR logo um, engraved on it. I don't even know if it's engraving. I'm not smart about these things. We'd have to ask Colin, but it's like engraved, but like silver, really shiny. And then along the top, it says firearm rights are human rights. So this is like a limited run. There's only 250 of them, and every rifle they sell out of those 250, they are going to donate $200 back to the CCFR. So, that's pretty cool.
Any idea if they're all gone?
I don't believe they are. I
Really?
know Colin got one right away, and people are reserving their numbers. I know Greg Weiss reserved number 223, which was clever. I know.
Well, they're making
Um,
one for me in the serial numbers for a lot, so I can't complain.
well, there you go. Yeah, so that was pretty cool to launch that new rifle there, and there's just like so much. I could go on for days about this event.
Right.
I got to participate in a women's power panel, which was really cool. It was moderated by Amanda Lynn Mayhew. She did a fantastic job, and I had Char Finn up there, brass loving brunette from Instagram infamy, and who else? We had Lovey Mailspin up there, the ever popular Lovely Lovey. Um, who else? We had a couple of IPSC girls, Kayla Worth and Alexandra Cother. And then we had Jordana Goldlist, who's a criminal defense lawyer from Toronto, who sort of deals with a lot of the other side of guns, which is the bad folks, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we had a pretty interesting panel. It was an hour and a half long, but we kept it entertaining, told lots of funny stories. And yeah, it was like this kind of stuff sets it above just a gun show, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this is what's kind of making it a destination now. It's not just about going to a gun show. And it's not a gun show. Like you go to a gun show and every second table has, Nazi memorabilia on it and bayonets and you know, that's not
Yeah.
why I go to a gun show, but that stuff is, you know, everywhere in gun shows. This is an opportunity for retailers to all go under one roof. So you know, you may live in Nova Scotia and never get to walk into a firearms outlet, or you never, you know, you don't get to go to Wolverine, but now all your favorite Canadian retailers are in one spot at the same time.
Oh yeah. And it was you should see that and this isn't gun show like swap meet style
No,
with tables with tablecloths and jug put out on them.
no, it's
These
professional
booths
booth.
were, oh my God, I couldn't believe the incredible amount of effort and money that the retailers put into making this event just totally professional. And we all did it, right? But we all did it just, you know, with the best hopes that this would be exactly what it turned out to be. We had no idea how successful it would be. Who knows? Maybe no one would show up, but
18,000 people.
yeah,
Holy crap.
18,778 gun owners went through the door. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it was awesome. I'm still kind of spinning in my head about it because it was just, I don't know, reminds me of our very first CCFR AGM where, you know, Roger Williams, we were sitting there all looking at each other and we'd been dealing with each other online a long time. And he says, it's like all my imaginary friends are real. That's kind of how you feel because everybody you talk to online from every province is under one roof and you're spending 3 days together and it's high fives and checking out each other's booths and doing live videos with each other. And it was just unbelievable. Wicked job. Kudos to FOC.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Any other clothing or any clothing thoughts?
Clothing
About-
thoughts?
Yeah. What
Well-
should we wear next time?
Shirts, pants, socks.
Shirts are important.
Well, I'll tell you something cool that we have coming up to do with guns, and that's this weekend. We have a secret rendezvous going on. We have a women's calendar photo shoot retreat weekend. So picture this. I'll set the scene for you. You've got
Oh, I'm
the whole-
picturing it. Don't
Oh
worry.
yeah. You've got me, the two Kellys. Summer's going to come and help to do makeup. You've got a bevy of gorgeous beauties and their favorite guns. And we're going to spend all weekend at this retreat out in the bush, taking cool pictures, playing with guns, and having a wonderful time.
Summer party.
Everyone's speechless. See?
Well, you can see the look on my face. Clearly, it says
Clearly,
it all.
I can see it. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I bet you're wishing you were volunteering.
You know
Yeah.
it. So, well, that's awesome, Tracy.
We're gonna have a great time.
I
Yeah.
no idea what you said there, Kelly. You sound like a droid.
Yeah, you went all robot there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are not,
okay.
they're not the droids we're looking for, Kelly.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Maybe it's just a clone of Kelly. Maybe that's not the
oh,
real Kelly.
could be.
Mm.
I wouldn't
Could
know
be.
anything about that. So, well, Tracy, thank you so much for coming on and giving us the TACOM 2020 or 2019 update. And
You are very welcome.
I'm sure the listeners appreciated it, and all of us who couldn't be there were agreeing with envy. And just like
Mhm.
all of us who can't be with you guys this weekend will also be agreeing with envy.
I'll take some behind the scenes photos and put them up on the CCFR page.
There we go.
You could also just text me photos that can't be published. That's fine too.
Okay. All right.
That'd be super.
We're going to end this conversation now.
Yes, we are actually. All right. Well, thank you, Tracy, and take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks. All right. Let me just.
I'll just take a quick chance here. Is my mic working now?
It's just
That
got a
sounds
lot
better.
of buzz on the background. Yeah, just got.
Oh, yeah.
hot
It's
mic.
better than it was. Yeah.
What do I
it's
do
on.
now?
It's the exact same thing. Oh, somebody hang up on Tracy. Cut her loose.
Okay.
Do I just X?
Yeah,
I
just
just
X. That should be
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Thanks, you,
See you
Tracy.
tomorrow.
love you. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. All right, let's get Dave's audio sorted out so we can carry on.
Yeah.
Now Dave is. Where'd you go, Dave?
Silent.
I'm still here. Test.
Yeah,
test,
it just
test,
buzzes
test,
in the
test.
background.
Fail.
We can hear them. There's just a constant
So,
buzz
like,
in the
you
background.
can hear me, but I have white noise in the background.
Take
Like a
Yeah, take off your audio. I mean, not your audio. Sorry, video. will it help?
No, it's something
Probably
to
not.
do
I
with
don't
the
think
connection.
it's not a bandwidth issue.
Oh, it stopped there.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut down my PC.
No,
because my
no,
PC
you're good. You're good.
Oh,
It's
I'm
gone.
Yeah, it's
You're
gone.
good. It's gone.
It might be the cord or the connection or something like that. Because it comes
I
and
do go
goes.
through a lot of these mics.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyways, I think
I have the same one that you're using right now. I'm not using it currently, but I have that same mic.
Yeah,
And,
we can work.
all right.
It was free. I am going to buy a much better standalone mic so I can look awesome like Adriel.
There you go.
Do you want me to just like
Okay.
mail
You
one
kids
to
ready
you?
to go?
Anyways, yeah, we're good to go.
What?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 321 for September 12th, 2019. I am one of your hosts, Trevor.
I'm another one of your hosts, Kelly. Hello, Dave.
I've lost the show notes because we're on my computer, so I'm going to click on the show notes.
Just pretend
I'm
you're
Random
next.
Dave, who doesn't have the show notes.
And I'm Adriel, who does have the show notes. And I don't sound like I'm in a tin can,
Damn you, Adriel.
but one of us does.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
This is
you know,
very
it is
confusing
what it
for their
is.
podcast listeners. They don't know what's going on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey has the mic hidden.
hmm
For the audio listeners, you won't know what's happening until you go back and watch the video on YouTube. There may be some references that seem out of place. You may find my audio quality a little
Lacking.
out there, lacking. Sure, yeah, like it's coming from a galaxy far, far away. Until you log in and check it out, that's all I can tell you. Is you'll just have to check it out to see what's going on. So otherwise, we're just going to carry on. Yeah, so Dave, thanks for screwing up a perfectly good intro. Kelly and I were, we knocked it out of the park. And,
course.
what are you gonna do?
What can I say, man? It's what I do. I
And
just
the hum is
show
back.
up and derail things randomly.
randomly. Well, and the
Randomly.
hum is back too, but we're just gonna carry on.
Oh,
The
yeah.
hell with it. All right, so we're gonna jump into what we did this week in guns, which is brought to us by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. This week, they have a collection of Winchester super grades, everything from Model 70s, 94s, and 1873s in amazing condition. They don't call them super grade for nothing. Adriel, maybe you can put that link in the show notes. You can also find them on their website. If you're looking for a Winchester rifle, go check them out because they are something to behold. And this week I worked on the last couple of weeks. Actually, I worked on a Winchester Model 70. I'd never handled the Winchester Model 70 before. I know it's a very common rifle. I never got my hands on one. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want one. Winchester make nice firearms. They always have. They're 30-30s, Model 94s. The new ones are not. I wouldn't buy one. It reminds me of a new Remington product, but
Way too expensive for what they are right now.
for sure. So anyway, let's jump into what we did this week in guns. I'll go first here.
Is it hard to read the screen with that on?
It's a little difficult to read the screen. I can understand why this could cause other issues, but anyway.
Failing to conquer the galaxy after taking it suddenly and then screwing everything up and losing it to a bunch of rebels and nerf herders.
Missing a lot?
Yes, perhaps I could actually. Let's just say I have a new. I can empathize now more than ever before. That's for sure. So.
But you look fantastic,
Oh, thanks, doll. You don't look half bad yourself.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. So, it's supposed to be a 3-gun, canceled, but the boys came anyway. Talked about that. So, my squire, the best squire, Filthy, Gallon, and some of the other boys, my godson, all came up. We got there may be pictures circulating of me on Facebook next to Filthy, and I look like I'm passed out, but I'm just asleep, right? With my phone in my hand, almost like a snapshot of me in time. So things may have gone a little late on Friday, but that was fine because we had no set time to be at the range next day. So we went to the range. When we got there was already people there. We shot in one location, and then we went to the back part and we set up some targets and some steel, and we were able to shoot our rifles, our shotguns, and our pistols all at the same time. So we still got some 3-gun practice in. Then we went back on Sunday just specifically to use the rifle range before the trap guys showed up, because the guys want to see where the rifles were hitting at 200 meters, because there's a match coming up in Fredericton and rifle shots are going to be at 200. So my squire, Mark Price, his rifle, remember he won that IBI barrel, maybe at a charity shoot. I don't remember when he won it, but he won an IBI.
Yeah, you won it at the Rustic Goose charity shoot.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he built a rifle around that thing?
Yep.
Phenomenally accurate. He shot with a red dot, a Crossfire 2 red dot at 200 yards, 2.5, 3 MOA.
Wow.
With just regular ammo and a red dot. I could not believe that.
Not even a
the
particularly
accuracy.
good red dot. Like a Crossfire is the cheapest red dot they sell.
You got it. Yep.
So basically, he hit. It was probably what, like a 2 or 3 MOA dot.
Well, it is a.
It's not one.
No, it's a 3 or a 6.
3 probably.
Yeah, probably a 3.
Wow, that's impressive. What was the
Yep.
chamber then?
5.56. Well, IBI, would they do that in 5.56? 2.23. Probably 2.23.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's a 2 MOA dot. The Crossfire red dot is a 2 MOA dot.
So
There you go.
essentially, the bullets all went into the dot. That's
Yep.
impressive.
Yeah. It's a nice barrel. So, some of the highlights of the weekend included breaking the bolt on my WK.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so it wasn't part of the recall based on my serial number, but I sent them an email. I talked to Wolverine first, and they were like, contact Kodiak, and they got back to me immediately, put a new bolt in the mail immediately, asked for me to return the broken one. Apparently, it was supposed to be here today, according to the email. It did not arrive, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. I'll have the gun up and running again before that. The match is called Everything But AR-15s. That's the official name of the match. And Adriel, it's one of those matches I don't like because it has a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do that doesn't include shooting. But I think I'm going to decide 100% tomorrow whether I'm going or not. Yeah.
So anything but an AR, but you can bring a WK.
They said, I'm bringing an AR-10, an SLR, and a WK because I'm all about proving points.
I mean, the SLR functionally is it runs just like an AR. So
yeah,
I don't know what point they had with anything. Can you not take restricted rifles to that range? Is it not certified range?
No, they just want guys who have like SKSs a chance to take part in a match. Well, surprise.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck competing with your SKS against Trevor's SLR that's all decked out.
Yeah.
And then along came Trevor.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually going with my AR-10. So because 200, I'd rather lob a 308 at 200 than a 5.56 because I only have 55 grain 5.56. But don't matter,
fine.
especially if you're Mark Price with his gun. Yeah. But he's not allowed to bring it because it's anything but ARs, and he withdrew anyway because I said
Why do you withdraw?
Well, we read the stage descriptions and we completely lost interest.
Oh.
Yeah, because again, it's one of those matches, trooper style. You got to carry everything all day, and I'm not necessarily opposed to that. But there's like some people love these matches, and that's good. Me, I don't think I do. Right? I want it always to be about freestyle and about shooting, and not about who can
and plate carriers.
Who can manipulate this object the fastest, and who could like pretend they're going hand over hand on a rope for 40 meters the fastest.
It's LARPing is one of the terms of endearment that people give to those kinds of matches where it's not a shooting match, it's more of a role playing match, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it's that kind of match, and I think the only thing Gallon said it best. This is only going to go one of two ways. I'm going to go and I'm going to win and go, yay! It's my favorite match. I'm going to do this in the rest of us.
Or you're going to hate it.
Yeah, this is stupid. I'm never doing this again.
I'm never doing this again. I don't like it. Nope.
Yeah, but I've already said many, many times that this kind of match doesn't really interest me, but I know the match director. He's a really good guy, and I kind of want to go down and support it. And So it's gonna financially is what's gonna come down to. There's a lot going on in September, and it just be a question of, okay, can we pull this off or not? I'm trying to incorporate a trip to Costco, which means then it's a family thing, and the gas will be paid for from the family account, not the Trevor account. So I'd be good.
What do you mean it's a trip to Costco? Why do you have to account for a trip?
Because Costco is 4 hours from here.
Yeah.
So if Costco and the match are in the same town, I win. You've seen where I live. Like
sometimes I forget how out there it is when you say you have to go 4 hours to a Costco. That's
so I have family that live on Prince Edward Island, and their excursion for the day, their trip, their vacation is spent traveling to Moncton to go to Costco.
True story. Yeah.
True.
Got to go to the big city, Moncton.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Oh my
True,
God,
man.
You're coming from Moncton? Stop at Costco. You got to go to the food court. It's awesome.
Give me a couple of those hot dogs on the way.
Hot dog. No, that's horrible.
Yeah. So,
Trevor, if you didn't have the world's best range next to your house, like just down the road, and the world's best poutine 5 minutes from your house, I'd feel more sorry for you.
Right. There'd be no reason to be here, right?
Okay, where's this poutine we're talking about?
It's across the river on the Quebec side.
Oh.
Yeah, they make amazing poutines. So I'll take
Dave,
you there.
You're looking lovely. Yeah, why haven't you taken me there yet? How many times have I been to your place?
We always end up at Smoke of the Water instead, or Al's Pizzeria.
Yeah, that's true.
Trevor,
okay, I gotta.
I'm the favorite.
Dave, shush.
You've not been neglected. You've just been given other things.
Okay.
All right. So the other thing, besides the bolt breaking on my WK, Trevor had the same incident occur with his FX9 that I did, an out of battery detonation.
No.
Yeah.
Have you taken a look on the inside to see how possible that is in normal operation? Does it just not have anything to stop it from firing out a battery?
Right. As far as I can tell. Now, in my case, Adriel, there was a stuck case in the chamber and prevented the round from going all the way in, right? Not in Trevor's case. He was just firing and had one out of battery, and sure enough, it resulted in a squib as well. So, luckily...
What was he using? What was he using for ammo?
Hand loads.
Oh, okay.
Did it blow the casing? Any damage to the gun? Or
no damage to the gun. He was using factory loads, Kelly, because hand loads void your warranty. So he was using 147 grain American Eagle.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
So, no damage anywhere, Dave. It just I've got pictures of the case I could send you guys. It's just the case. It fired out a battery, and the case wasn't in a chamber, so it just all blew out the side and stuff, and it cut a squib, and yeah. So I emailed their warranty department, told them that it happened to me, and he's going to email them as well, and they want the gun sent back to Wolverine for inspection. So I will use it this weekend at the Provincials. I'll be leaving tomorrow with Muffin and Pat. We're going to Woodstock for the 2019 IPSC New Brunswick Provincials, and then after that I will mail it in.
Hopefully it doesn't blow up in your face.
Yeah, well, I'm bringing pistols, so if the gun goes down, I will switch to my classic rig and be bumped into open, and it'll be what it'll be. Also, I got out with the new Diamondback tactical scope that I got from Adriel, and I sighted that in at 25, 50, and 100. I got a little nervous because I zeroed it at 50, and all of a sudden it just took a 2-inch jump to the left without touching anything, and I couldn't account for why it did it. It was like, uh-oh, what's going on? And I shot group after group, and it stayed there. So the point of impact, point of aim had clearly shifted. Dialed it back in, zeroed it at 50, shot it at 25. I did not have to change, not a single click. My 50-yard zero and my 25-yard zero are identical. 10 shots, same hole at 25, using my 50-yard zero. And then shot it at 100. And did I do 75? When did I do 75? Yeah, I did 75 Monday night. And then Tuesday we had another ORPS match. Not a lot of turnout this time, but one of the guys that beat me last time was there. So I don't know what happened last time. We tied on points, we tied on score, but the practice score results had him above me. So he must have beat me on one of the time stages or something. And when it all added up, the times were the same, but he beat me on a stage. I don't know. Anyway, I finished third in open. He finished in second, but this time I put a beating on him. I beat him by 100 points.
Yeah, you beat everyone pretty bad there.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a good match for me. And Kelly, you're gonna love this. One of my absolute best stages was the "Have you maple seeded" or something like that, and it was three positions. Yeah, I know, right?
Aww.
Kelly standing with my sling, 5-inch plate at 100. Ting, ting, ting. 1 for 1. When
Amazing.
kneeling, what's that?
Amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. But then I don't know, when I got to kneeling, I was in a good kneeling position. Now, if you remember in maple seeds, Kelly, I never go kneeling. I always go into the seated position. And you and Stacy have shown me I even have a little cheat sheet on my match that says support leg under trigger leg. And there's a little arrow with the word junk on it. So I position my hip so that my junk is pointed in this direction.
Yeah.
I'm always, you know.
Yep.
So kneeling, I was secure. I wasn't, I was lots of surface area. I wasn't, the end of my elbow rolling around like a marble on a bowl or anything. But I missed all three. And then I went seated, and my sling was a little tight, but I still got no comfortable position. I got all three, actually 4. It was 3 and 3 and 4. And got all 4 from the seated position. So anyway, it was a fun match. I really liked it. And we're going to go to the Miramichi on the 29th, like a truckload of us. They're not going to know what's going to, like, we're going to roll up with the windows down in my Silverado with death metal playing. And basically, Jason's going to get out with that look on his face, like Muffin's going to get out and go, yeah, we're here to F shit up. That's going to be like how we're going to roll in. They're going to be,
just to really ruin it, you got to run like The Boys Are Back in Town or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
Cowboys
Super
from
cheese.
Hell.
Cowboys
It'd
from
be
Hell?
like Cowboys from Hell, yeah, Pantera. We're here to take your women and your medals.
Mm.
What else did I do? I have to look close here because things are a little... It's almost like I have glaucoma in this thing.
No wonder they can't shoot and hit
Right?
anything. They can't see through the damn helmet.
That's what it is, man. This thing fogs up. Turns to the side. I also worked at the shop. I did some brass prep. Oh, and I got these cool tools I wanted to talk about, but we're running long, so I'll do it maybe next week. Let me go to the thing here. Anyway, no, we'll skip it till next week. I'll talk about my Hornady overall length gauge tools and how I use them to measure the precise depth of my chamber in my AR-10 with 3 different bullets, a 168, a 178, and a 147. I'm going to be doing some test loads because when I go win the EBR match, I want to do it with some real precision ammo. I've already been prepping the brass. It's Federal match brass, Federal match primers. The primer pockets have been uniform. The flash holes have been deburred, and that's all I did. Yeah, I trimmed it on the World's Finest Trimmer, and I'm actually going to load it on Dylan, but that's fine. So I'll get out next week and do some testing of that. So that's it for me. Who would like to go next?
You're the host. You pick.
That was me picking by giving you choice.
Wow, when does that happen?
Go ahead, Kelly. You're next.
Well, Dave, you and I did the exact same thing, so I don't know how much you want to put into this, but I'll talk a little bit, and then you can tell everybody about what you did.
Gaver.
Or we can do it together. I don't know. Friday night, drove down to... I was in Ottawa all week last week, so drove straight from Ottawa to Meaford, CFE Meaford. It is 6.5 hours, and on a Friday, oh my gosh, it's so... I was tired when I got there, but I showed up at CFE Meaford and checked in at the shacks there where we were staying, and guess who I saw? I saw Ren Dave. Yay!
Yay, I saw Kelly.
Yay! And a couple other people too, like Barney, who's technical teacher, Chris Tischler, actually a bunch of people from last year that I met there that were ROs, so it was nice.
Was Dave wearing what he's wearing right now? Speaking about LARPing. No?
No.
Dave is like fully kitted out. He's ready to go. Where's your comms? You need like the neck microphone thing that like listens to your like vocal cords, and the vibrating thing that goes on your ear bone.
Yeah, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
So Dave and I met up there, and we actually just quickly went out and got some food for us and some water for the range for the next day as well, because we were out of that. We were staying at the shacks or the barracks, CFB Mayford. I wanted to say thank you to both Chris and Ryan. It was a fantastic event. Like, the match was incredibly well organized. The ROs who showed up prior to set up all week, they did a really, really great job.
What kind of match is this? You said Steel Challenge, but like...
So it's Steel Challenge, a PRS. So they were shot out to, what was the longest distance, Dave? 1200?
Closest, I believe, was 475. Furthest was 1450.
Woo! Yeah.
That's far out there.
So it was awesome.
There's a little white dot on a hill, like way the hell off in the distance.
Yeah. So what it was is CFB Mayford actually is the 4th Division training facility for the Canadian military. We were shooting off of a tank pad out into, basically, there was no backstop. It just went forever. And we had all kinds of...
Kelly, that's exactly how we did the IPSC Nationals, and it was a little weird at first.
Yeah. A little weird, but it's lots of fun. I just want to let you know the winner was Dave Preston. Second was Aaron Hipp. Ken Sanoski was third. Keith Baker was fourth, and Matt Steiner was fifth. They're all American. Just have to say that. These guys are pretty much professional shooters as well, so they came up. They were the first group. They were what we like to call, or they were the first squad, what we like to call the ringers. But Dave Preston, this guy, just a young guy. He is somebody really, really to watch. Humble as can be. I like this guy, but boy, can he shoot. And not only can he shoot PRS, he can shoot PRS when we have some challenging conditions. Because they, as I said, Squad 1, they started on stage 1, by the way. That was the stage that I had. And we were right at the corner of the pad. And because we were right at the corner of the pad, we were also at the side berm, right at the corner of the side berm. So we had swirling winds. Saturday was the hurricane out east. We actually got some of the winds from that as well. The winds were anywhere from 20 to 40 mile an hour winds that were gusting, and it was swirling. And so it was a really difficult stage, specifically stage 1. So they got to start on stage 1, and at the end of the day, they actually came back to stage 1, which turned into stage 11 because we got an extra stage in on Saturday. So they shot in the prevailing winds again for 2 stages, and these guys again all top 5, so they can really, really, really shoot. So, and it was great to see them. It's nice to see somebody else. John Pinch, he won last year, and he also was out in Alberta and won that, but he wasn't here this year. So it was nice to see Dave Preston actually win it. So Aaron, he came in second again this year, but these guys are really, really fantastic shooters. All the stages, so there was 20 stages. They were really well done, really well played. Set up. As I said, there was a lot of work to get it done, but it was fantastic. I was kind of worried. I was worried because TACCOM was on the same day, or sorry, same weekend. I was worried about people coming, who we had coming, if there'd be enough staff as well. We had some really new staff. We had some experienced staff, so it was nice. We got paired up with some of the newer staff. I got paired up with Philippe Piera. He did a fantastic job. He was my spotter, and I was the RO for stage 1. Now, I'll let Dave talked about what he did for the match, but and what he did with guns. And I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of people, though. I wanted to give a shout out to Jason Ross. Jason is the Leupold Ely, but he also supplied all the steel as well for the shoot. The steel was fantastic. There was steel that was bigger than my car out there. So, and that was the stuff that was out at 1400. And they held up great. We hardly actually had to do any fixing at the end of the day, and it was really, really, really well done. Canadians, they did pretty good as well, especially the title sponsor team, KDX Defense. All the guys from Quebec, they basically cleaned up for the Canadians. But yeah, they did really well. Now, this year, so last year we had one lady shoot the event. This year we had 4 ladies come out. 3 of the ladies, it was their first time shooting like a PRS style match, and it actually was pretty much the first time shooting any type of match. They had a really, really fantastic time. What I saw was they timed out on all the stages, but what they did do is they placed their shots and they took their time and they were able to hit. Whereas we had guys that were running through the stages and they were not timing out, but they weren't making hits. So the women, I wanted to give them kudos. There was one girl, she was the top lady finisher. She finished 11th. Her name was Laura Spanik. She's from the US. She's going out for the Olympic team for the US as well. She can shoot. She was one of the only ones that cleared the stage that I was doing, which was off the roof on stage 11. So she is also a teenager. She's not an adult yet, so somebody to watch. Too bad she's American because she's shooting for the US. And what else? Afterwards on Saturday night, I had placed a call to Ted's and made a reservation. Ted's is the roadside diner, and it's in an airport hangar. It's a little sketchish if you look at it, but the food is like, oh my god. So I originally made a table for 6. We had to get 8 people in. They had a sign on the door, we're not accepting anybody from the public, it's only reservations. I literally went in and said, listen, I know I'm supposed to have a table for 6, but can we get 8? And girls looking at me.
Do you know who I am, is what Kelly said. Do you know who I am?
And she looked at me, I don't know if we can. And I'm going, well, who's the table for 8 here? She goes, well, they literally kicked the people off at the table for 8 that's going to be coming in 15 minutes and let us sit there, and then they had to fit those other people in. It was awesome. But I gave her a hug. But we had probably
You're lucky all you had to give her was a hug.
It was one of the best meals we've had. Like we had I invited a bunch of people. Barney came over. Dave was there. Philippe was there. Dave, Christmas. Hey, Dave. Some other people from Odell's team. But everybody's going, oh my God, this is such good food. And it was fantastic. Like if you're ever in Meaford, you got to go to this place. But yeah, we had a really, really good time. Sunday, the winds weren't as bad. Shooting was more hits basically because there's less wind, and
straight up headwind too. The other days it was a wicked crosswind,
right? So we like there was some interesting, like we had people who were professional shooters or they're semi-professional, and then we had one team there, and I just wanted to mention this team, or I keep calling them team, squads. One squad, and it had some shooters that Dave, how do I say this? It was the team, it was the squad with 6 guys on it. Remember that squad? They were newer to shooting. Like they had just gotten their RPALs 2 weeks prior, and they came out, they shot, they are also, English is not the first language, but they had such a great time, and they showed up the next day as well. I was surprised that they showed up the next day because there was some yelling at these people trying to get their attention. But there was a guy that was with the squad. His name is Eric, and I just have to give him a shout out because, oh my God, I would have drank heavily or something.
Eric's an awesome dude. He comes out to our events all the time.
Yeah.
He's just a fantastic human being. Love that guy.
Yeah. So, and that's about it. We got to clean up on Sunday night. Oh, and one final thing. On Saturday night, listen, Dairy Queen in Meaford closes at 9 p.m. Just need to let you guys know that. And if you're ever looking for ice cream, it's quite the trek. But we had some fun. We got lost in the middle of nowhere. Driving up a driveway, we thought we were going to get shot by a farmer. It was fine though, right, Dave?
Good times.
It was.
I actually went back to that Dairy Queen the next day, and you remember how you commented on my way home? I stopped. You commented that was the world's smallest McDonald's.
Yes.
It's the world's smallest Dairy Queen as well. It's tiny. It's unbelievably small.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's all I did. I'm doing stuff with the calendar, but Tracy, she's going to be talking about that when we get to the main topic. So, yeah. What about you? Why don't we do Dave? Because Dave's going to tell us about his enjoyable time with me on the weekend.
Absolutely. So I rolled in early Friday morning. I was RSOing, so I signed for the range along with Ryan and Chris DeRoche, Ryan McLean and Chris DeRoche. And basically, I was the guy with the fancy armband that stood. So the guy standing behind everybody else in the photos in the laneway all weekend, that's me. So I stood and range safety officer made sure everything was safe. All the weapons were pointed where they should be, and nobody was pointing them at other people. And everything was unloaded, and chamber flags were in, and answered questions, and ran the radios with the range, et cetera, et cetera. And like Kelly said, awesome event, very, very well run. Like this is their fourth year doing it, and it shows. Like they're smooth.
It keeps getting better every year.
Yeah. And that's what a few shooters that were there the last couple of years said. Like it just ran like
flawless.
Glass.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
So everybody involved should be very proud of themselves. And Chris and Ryan, you guys rock. It was awesome.
Yep.
And we got catered lunch every day as well. So not only did we have an awesome range, Ryan and Chris arranged for a guy who I just happen to know from Collingwood because he actually has a food truck right across from where I work, and his food is awesome. G-Bay Gourmet. If you're ever in Collingwood, go to G-Bay Gourmet, go talk to Jordan. Dude is awesome. Food is awesome.
It was really, really good food. I didn't eat on the first day on Saturday. That was a huge mistake. On the Saturday or the Sunday, I said screw it because I'm not eating carbs. I said screw it. I'm eating this, and oh my god, I almost died. It was so good. And not only that, I have to say thank you to Dave because Dave came over and because he knew that I missed breakfast, and he came over with an apple for me, and he took care of me. So thank you, Dave.
Yes, I'm the RSO. I can't have you dropping over. Then I have to do paperwork and stuff, and paperwork and stuff. So yeah, it was good. Like Friday, it pissed rain all day, and I wasn't sure how many people were going to come out for the zeroing phases on Friday. There was a ton of people there. Like I would say probably damn near 100 of the 120 shooters showed up for the zeroing and shot in the just pouring rain.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris about that, and he said that so there was 120 people at the match, and of that, 50 who were supposed to show up on zeroing day did not show up. So that's how many they said were not there. So they were kind of confused about that. Well, not confused. They were kind of like surprised. That's more better.
You're at TACCOM.
They were at TACCOM. So yeah, but 120 shooters, and there are some pretty fantastic shooters there.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome seeing some of the guys on Friday. One of them went up the road, basically fired 5 shots, rang the 1,500-yard gong, and went, "Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, wow. I'm like looking at the 450, going, "Yeah, that's pretty good shot." This dude's just like, "Yeah, whatever, no problem." Yeah. Wow. It's always fun to watch people, no matter what they're good at. Like even if it's somebody who's good at roofing or eating hot dogs, doesn't matter. It's just cool watching people that are good at what they do, and watching people who are really, really good at shooting. It's awesome. It's like watching Rembrandt.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, Dave?
Well, I found out that 6 mil Creedmoor is a thing. I didn't know that, so that was kind of interesting. Most of the people there were shooting either some 308, some 223, 5.56, some 22 250s. I found some arrests from that. Yep. An awful lot of 6.5 Creedmoors and a lot of 6-barrel Creedmoors, which people were walking by and throwing duds at me. So I didn't know that was actually a thing. So that was kind of cool.
Huh. You got a couple of them?
I got a whole pocket full of duds, which probably
Nice.
will work just fine.
Well, keep one for my collection. I don't have one in my collection yet.
Yeah.
I didn't know 6 mil Creedmoor was a thing. So does that mean is your plaid a different pattern? Is your man bun a little bit smaller? What kind of a hipster shoots 6 mil Creedmoor?
There was no hip-
Take a
there was no
243.
hipsters on there.
Take a 243 and put it in flannel.
Perfect. Okay, got it. Thank you, Adriel.
Those
All
guns
right.
that were on the line, though, oh my God. There's
Some nice
some
stuff out
really
there.
nice stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
What about
money.
you, Adriel? What have you been doing?
Oh, you know, gun stuff. You know.
Oh, you don't say. Why don't you tell us about it, maybe in some detail?
I went to the range with that 308 M1 Garand, and it was just lovely. Just so
Was
good.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a 308 Garand's got the same size action, different barrel, same end block clips and all that kind of stuff, and
Different chamber, same
different
barrel.
chamber. Well, the chambers and the barrel, they go together.
Well, no, but see, there's shorter M1 Garands in 308, and then there's M1 Garands in 308 that are the same length as the 30-06.
Yes.
They use the same furniture. They even use the same op rod.
Mhm.
So depending on which barrel you have, that's what you have. You have a 30-06 length Garand with a 308 chamber.
Yes. Yeah. And soft shooter. Nice and
Oh,
soft.
yeah.
Like
They're a
gas
heavy gun, right?
action, heavy gun, 308. I was shooting some, I think it was 147 grain, I'm not quite sure, ammo, and just super accurate. I was shooting it out on the 2 and 300, just off my elbows with a little bit of sling support, and just 2, 3, 500 yards, just ringing steel all day long. So
See,
good.
I haven't tried that. I just tried grouping mine on paper, and I'm not super impressed with it. Not like my M14.
Yeah, I shot mine at 52 and nice and tight, and I'm like, oh, this thing's ready. We'll take it out, click it a little bit to the right, and that was one thing that I noticed. That I think the sights are Italian because it doesn't say R or L with an arrow. I think it said P or something. So I'm like, wow, I looked at the back, there's a line, there's another line, I click it, and went that way, and that's the way I wanted it to go, so good enough.
Yep.
Just Sharpie it.
Yeah. So that was cool. I took the 1022 out, and I tried to shoot it, and it didn't work because the bullets were all hitting the bottom of the chamber as they were trying to get into the barrel there. All of them just would not run at all. So
Did you try multiple mags or just one mag?
multiple mags.
Really?
Yeah.
And multiple ammo or just one brand?
Yeah, just one brand, but like it's 22. I didn't try feeding it like Winchester 333 or any like torture ammo. This is just Federal auto match.
Huh.
I fixed it already though.
Okay. What happened?
I took the barrel out, I put it back in again, and now it's fixed.
Seated quite properly.
It's I treat my gun issues like I treat computer issues. Have you tried turning it on and off?
Turn it
again?
off and on.
Yeah.
Just reboot.
Restart it.
Yeah. So literally, that's what I did, and it did have like a little bit of a sharp edge on it. So I just I gave it basically like a wipe with some just 2000 grit, and now it feeds just fine. So,
The feed ramp had a little rough spot.
there's no
or
feed
were-
ramp on a 1022. It's just straight
Oh,
into
that's
the
right, they go
chamber.
right
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to get in there quite. I thought it was going to be a mag or something like that, but I tried a bunch of other mags and it's like wouldn't help. So not that issue. There's actually a couple things that I ran into with this. One was the and I think I showed this. I might have showed this last week. So I did the auto bolt thing. So bolt open, bolt closed. That was easy. But the mags dropping free was an interesting one. You know the little hex head that they've got on the mags. Mine had such straight wall edges and fit so tightly on the front where it goes into the front of where it holds the mag. They just wouldn't drop. They were holding in there on that tiny little dimple of steel, just pressed in. So I rounded the edges on my little Allen head. I hope that's the right thing to do. That's what I did, and now they all just drop free, just fine.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that because When my bolt is forward in my 1022, they don't drop.
Well, now you know how to. You just gotta round that guy a little bit there, and I couldn't do this before. Not with any of the mags. Okay. Now they're all pretty new mags, so I think if you just beat them in, they'd probably do this without having to do anything. But yeah, it was interesting because I took the stock right off, I took it all open, and I looked at it, and you know, with the mag open, it was pressed all the way forward and just didn't want to let go, and it's because it was too tight of a fit on that center post. So
you just need some wear. That's it. Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Dave?
Did you add an extended mag release to that thing, or is it still a little push button?
I did. I put one of the tack solutions on there. No, I mean, there's some pros and cons to this. The nice thing about this is it's right where your hand is, right? So you don't really have to move your trigger hand.
The Matador, man. The Matador's the best.
Is that they've got a paddle that's a little bit forward of the trigger guard, right?
It's right in front of the trigger, and it's completely ambi.
And
yeah, nice.
This one's ambi. This one's ambi. You just push right there.
Yeah, that's awkward. You're using your middle finger. I mean, yeah.
So Trevor's next to you then.
That's all you're doing. It's fine.
Yeah. I like the Matador arm ones because it does have more of a flat paddle and it's a little bit more at the front, and you're less likely to get anything caught on it.
Yeah, this one you can catch on it. Yeah, this one you can catch, or the other thing is you might be like getting into position and accidentally hit it like that, and then your
magazine pops out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very convenient though. Other than that.
I'm going to buy one of the Matador Arms ones and do that little mod for the bolt release, because the 1022 is a great rifle. Those two features are garbage.
Yep.
And the guy who developed that rifle needs to be punched in the face just because of those features.
I agree with you,
they should just fix it now. Like it's super easy. Just be like, now that we've done a whole bunch of these things, instead of putting a little notch, can you just make it round on the bolt release thingy?
Exactly. Every time I take a new shooter shooting with this thing, I'm like, and here's how this. Wait, I don't remember how it works anymore. Never mind, just don't lock the bolt back.
Actually,
it's fiddly, right?
It's a safety issue with new shooters.
It is.
Yeah,
it is
garbage.
So,
but it's such a quick fix. I took my Dremel with the high-speed bit and went, and then smooth it over. Done. It was like 15 minutes of work, maybe.
And for those of you who don't have a Dremel, just go and buy the aftermarket part. It's not that expensive.
Or do it with a hand file.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No.
Oh, come on.
Dremel's my favorite.
I had to remove, I was working on a Kui 840 at the shop this week, and the guy wanted the receiver refinished, and they don't blue. That metal, for whatever reason, does not blue, so it has to be Cerakoted. And somebody had put their social insurance number into the receiver, and we see this quite often in old firearms, and I had to remove it by hand with sandpaper and a sanding block. Oh my god, my arms are going to fall off. Anyway, so filing the 1022 auto bolt release mod with a file is a joke.
So listeners, if you want your 1024 auto bolt released, please email the show, ask Trevor for his mailing address, and he will happily do all of your guns.
With a hand file. No drama.
With a hand file.
You know what I hate most about the 1022 is trying to lock the bolt back. I can never remember how to manipulate that. It's the same part.
It's terrible.
Push.
Yeah, you gotta pull it a little bit at the bottom.
Pull it back. Release.
Yeah.
It's
easy. That was fun. What else did I do? I sighted in my WK-180C for coyotes, and after seeing Trevor's rifle the other week, I'm like, what if I put mine on not air height rings? What would happen? So I put mine on high rings, which keeps the scope very close to the rail on this thing.
Nice.
And it works. It's very tight. Getting down on this thing. Oh yeah, I'm getting a real meaty cheek weld. But that's not a bad thing. This is going to be a coyote gun, so keeping the scope a little bit tighter to the gun, and the fact I can still see down it, maybe it's fine. One thing that I haven't tried is shooting it prone. That might be a little bit tougher because different face geometries and whatever. But I shot at the range. It was dead nuts accurate with my hunting ammo. I took my hunting ammo out to 200 and 300, and I was smoking little plates with it as well. So,
I can't wait to test the accuracy on mine, since I took some meat off the gas block to get it to stop touching the handguard, and I just didn't get a chance because the bolt broke.
Question for you on that, Trevor. How did the bolt break? Because when I was down at GAT show, there were a bunch of guys around their booth talking about how their bolts all sheared off.
Yeah, but that's what it was. It was just a lug.
Okay.
Locking lug sheared off the bolt.
How many rounds through it?
Oh, not even 250. There's been hardly.
Serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
It's probably only been to the range like 3 times.
Huh. I've got Windward net in mine.
Yeah, well, you've shot a match with yours. You like the platform more than I do. I only own the gun to have an extra non-restricted black rifle in the collection. Otherwise, I get no use for it. Like,
yeah, I mean it's non-restricted. It's $1,000. ARs are better for gaming.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got an SLR. I'm going to build a modern sporter. I got so whatever. It's cool, but it's not my favorite by any means.
Yeah,
it's a matter
I
of
like
fact.
it for hunting.
Well,
for hunting, to go hunting coyotes. Yeah, simple.
SLR
follow-up shots. SLR would be good too. Yeah, especially since you don't have to take it down that often to clean the bolt. If it's just gonna be a hunting rifle, you could literally like just never take it apart and just always just shoot it, and it'd probably be fine.
Yep. So, what else, Andrew?
What else? Let's see. I studied in my Axis 2 to shoot some deer. I switched to some copper bullets because I wanted to try that out, and they were fine. Didn't really need to do any kind of adjustment. Met a listener out at the range. He was firing his Ruger PC carbine and having a bunch of fun with that.
Did you see the Midwest Industries chassis for that?
Mm-hmm.
I had not until Casey sent it to me on Instagram. So Midwest is making an aluminum chassis for the Ruger PCC carbine that still allows it to be takedown, but gives it a pistol grip and a folding collapsible stock, rather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
nice.
It is kind of nice, Dave. It's not the prettiest, but it makes the gun. It increases the ergonomics and functionality, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
very cool.
What else I do? I'm going to help organize the CCFR Ladies' Day at Chaz. That'll be September 28th. If any ladies want to come out, I am going to be match directing the October 3-gun match. We kind of changed how we're setting up our match directors and what they'll be responsible for at each matches. So I'm going to try to throw all the organization at this match to make it go faster, better, and all that kind of stuff. So
you're going to handle everything from online registration to stage design to getting them built to making sure there's toilet paper in the porta potties and.
I'm relying on someone else handling the toilet paper.
That's fine. You don't have to do it. You just have to make sure it gets done.
I'm not even going to be responsible for the toilet paper. If the toilet paper's out, I don't care. Bring your own.
Okay, for the ladies' day, make sure that.
Oh, for the ladies' day, we'll have stocked up. They'll be clean.
Hand wash stations.
No, we'll get a bucket of hot water and we'll just splash it on the inside of the porta potties.
Oh no! Don't. Yeah.
Here, pee in the bucket.
I still remember last year in August. Was it July or August? We were there last year.
It was nice this year, though.
It was nicer this year. Yes, the porta potty wasn't dumped over and rewrited.
Yeah,
Thank you. It was awesome. It was. It was very good this year, Adriel. Thank you for taking care of that.
I didn't. Awesome. Someone else did.
Well, somebody else did, or Andrew. I think Andrew did.
Probably.
We appreciated it immensely.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Let's see here. Oh, in Alberta, Game Bird went from used to be 12 years old minimum. Now it is 10 years old minimum. So I'm having my oldest do the Game Bird test, and then we're going to go shoot some grouse.
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm going to do that this year. Actually, if he can get done by this weekend, that would be the best, because then we can go do some grouse hunting this weekend, because I want to go do some bow hunting on deer.
Nice.
Yeah. Go do that. That would be fun. And
Tell him I say congratulations, by the way. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
going out shooting together.
Well, I've had him out hunting. I haven't had him out hunting where he's been the one hunting. So that's something that I'm excited to start passing on and to start getting him doing. Because I've shot 100 grouse, and these days. Yep.
When he has his first kill, if it's first one, he has to drink it.
Really?
Just throw it in a blender and just chug the grouse. Like a grouse smoothie.
Dave, it's a Red
powder
Dawn.
in there.
Dave, it's a Red Dawn reference where he has to drink the blood from the dealers.
Yes,
Thank
I know.
you, Kelly.
I like the smoothie reference better.
Red Dawn is an
reference
awesome
of
movie,
made-up
by the
thing.
way. The first one, not the second.
Oh,
Well, the second
exactly.
one.
no Red Dawn stuff, but we will enjoy it very much.
Fine.
And then I gotta put a bunch of stuff in the mail. I'm like behind. I gotta we're a sponsor now for the Newfoundland provincials. I gotta put some stuff in a box and mail that out. I gotta get the sunshade to Trevor. Trevor, I'm gonna send you some stuff that belongs to someone else, and
right.
they're in New Brunswick, so I assume they're your next door neighbor, and you'll just like meet them at some point.
You know John from New Brunswick, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Tim,
I'll see him
but
at-
same thing. Yeah,
I'll see him at the Tim Hortons.
probably. Yeah, I mean, if there's a shooting match, you all
4
kind of
hours
go to
away.
it, right?
Right.
All the IPSC shooters show up. There's 12 people. You guys, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you ship me that rifle yet? Speaking of Ruger carbine.
Yeah. Let me add that to the list. I'm gonna throw a mag in there too, so you can use it.
You damn well better.
Yep.
I'm sitting here waiting. I expect better for nothing. Nothing money.
Adriel shipped me my new headset. So
What?
you shipped me my new headset. Okay, you
Oh,
ordered it. They shipped it to
Amazon
me.
did it, but I did buy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I could put some.
Sounds much better. This microphone sounds much better than your last one.
I gotta get some stuff in
And-
the mail too. I gotta get Adriel. I gotta get your hoodie in. But I did want to actually show you guys this. We were testing out some new shirts. I said throw one in, and
For what? Which organization? Who's we?
for just hold on. Don't
No,
jump
the
in the gun.
listener. Remember, it's an
So-
audio show, okay?
It's
You won't be able to see it anyway, Trevor.
yeah. So it's Project Maple Seed. I'm testing out a long sleeve shirt. And I said, well, my sweatshirt's an extra large. So send me an extra large because I like things that are big. Anyways.
Come
That's
back
what
to that.
she said.
so I said, send me an extra large long sleeve shirt. Oh my God, this thing is big enough for like 14 of me. Like, no, not 14, but at least 2, maybe 3. Yeah, I'm gonna wear it as a pair of PJs, I
Be
think.
cozy.
I can
That
put a
thing
belt
looks
with
like
it.
2XL, 3XL, not XL.
It is an
It's huge.
XL. It's like an
So it's
XL
all-
for like a giant.
So it's all you need to wear to Walmart. You're good to go.
I
There
put
you
belt
go.
on it, a pair of sandals, and I'm like,
And it's a
Cover over.
moo-moo. You're
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
All right. Are
Oh,
we ready for upcoming
one more-
events? I hope
one more
so,
thing.
because I'm doing them.
One more.
Upcoming events.
Hey,
October. What?
one more thing.
One more what? Okay, go.
These Walker razors, I found
Oh,
out
yeah.
why the audio is terrible in them.
Why?
The microphones are terrible.
Yes.
It's got an external jack. You can plug in something else to this thing, and it sounds fine. But just the factory, the microphones that they come with are just horrible. They're the worst of all of the all of the headsets I have, and I've got
So
5 of them.
So if you plug in an external microphone, it works better. You can also
Yeah.
plug it into your phone,
And listen to
use an
music.
and listen to music.
So if you don't really
Mhm.
care about using these things to listen to people, and you just want to listen to music, they're actually all right.
Which is awesome.
I don't know, man. I've got a
I
set.
don't
And
listen
they're
to
not
There you
bad.
go, Trevor. It's fine for you when you're match directing. You just stand there and go, mm-hmm, yep, mm-hmm.
You were saying you have a set of those,
Mm.
Trevor?
And I wear them all the time. They're the ones I keep in my truck, and my other ones, my Peltors, are in my IPSC bag. So if I'm doing anything else at the range, I'm wearing my razors, and they're fine. But the metal grates over the microphone does suck in the wind. It's not a foam, but
You don't find that the audio quality on these is just hands and legs and feet just like a dumpster fire compared to these.
no, not a dumpster fire. Not
Oh,
as
they're
good as a
clearly
dumpster
dumpster fire. But it's maybe it's just mine, because mine also like
Maybe.
hiss and pop a little bit too.
No,
fire.
they're like mine too.
But you
Wow.
have 5 pairs, so it's probably
Right.
not just yours. You've tried multiple pairs.
No, he's had
I
one
have
pair
5.
of razors.
Yeah, I just have one of these. I have 5 pairs of different electronic mops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I could be silly.
All right, so
Yeah. No, I'm
your
done.
razors still suck. Good?
Yeah.
All right.
I think Trevor wants to move on.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure do.
On that note, guys, I'm going to bail out. So that was fun. Thank you.
Bye, Dave.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for
Later,
being
man.
my
Later.
RSO husband.
You are welcome. Thanks for being my range wife. Bye.
That was so random. so appropriate. Okay, upcoming events on October 5th and 6th, the Newfoundland IPSC Provincials will take place in St. John's, at the St. John's Rod and Gun Club. This will be a level 2 match. Registration closes September 29th. Visit their Facebook page for more details and probably the link to Practice Score to register. Myself and I, to date, will be putting on a Pistol Fundamentals course. So I'm calling it Pistol Fundamentals with Furlatte, Furlough Achieving for Beginners. Thank you to my co-host for helping come up with that. It will take place on October 26th at the Sunbury Range near Fredericton. There are 5 spots left out of a total of 10. 250 rounds and $100 a person. We will be working on, actually, this is not just a Pistol Fundamentals course. We will visit the fundamentals in the morning, but this is actually an IPSC course. So we were going to be covering skills needed to improve your IPSC game. So I'm trying to work with some C-class, B-class shooters and turn them into A-class shooters by sharing with them all the tidbits that I picked up from Tom Nelson and from Alex Burdett. I've taken 2 or 3 of Tommy's classes, plus I've taken 2 of Alex Burdett's classes. So Alex Burdett is the current Canadian IPSC production champ and phenomenal shooter and instructor. So I'll be sharing with the students the things that I've learned from that class. We'll be doing all kinds of drills, shooting them a couple of different ways and see which way works best. So if you're that guy, if you just got your black badge, or even if you've been shooting for a couple of years and want to learn a few tips and tricks to get better, come on to the Sunbury Range and I will help you out. To register, send me an email personally at trevorfurlot@gmail.com. Let's see. News. Adriel, whoever, NRA sues San Francisco over a terrorist. Is that last week or is it?
No, last week they said that like San Francisco City Council said that the NRA was a terrorist organization. This week the NRA is suing them, and they're going to win because you can't just call another organization a terrorist organization and expect for like that to fly. That's like that's slander to a T.
Yeah, especially in America, where lawsuits are a lot more prevalent than they are here. So
I don't think you get away with it here. I like it's
no.
defamation.
If you can prove slander, you'll get sued anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yes.
Next, Silverdale closed. Bullet hit neighbor's property. What's going on here?
Well, I mean, it might have come from Silverdale. It might have come from someone else. I mean, there's a lot of area around there where people can just shoot, but apparently a neighbor found a bullet on their property, and the RCMP is investigating. So Silverdale is
closed indefinitely?
Not indefinitely. I thought it was just temporary closed. TBD. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, let's hope that. And there's been shenanigans, right? People have dropped bullets on their doorstep to try and get ranges closed, right? So
brass cases.
yeah, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the next one, the Outdoor Wire.
Yeah, so I put this in here. This is a write-up that they did about the Meaford Long Range Steel Challenge and its winner, Dave Preston. I thought it'd be excellent opportunity for people to learn about the shooting the Long Range Steel Challenge. So why don't we include it in the show notes? Because it's just basically a really good article based on that talks about the Steel Challenge.
It seems very focused on the Hornady A-tips.
Hornady and the bullet.
Well, it is talking about Hornady, but hey, at least they're talking about Canada.
No, they're talking about the bullet that this guy used.
I know.
And when Hornady was founded. Did you actually read the article?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it says his name and what bullet he used.
Yeah, no. But it also talks about him doing well at... Anyways. Fine, whatever.
I don't think it sells what you were hoping it would sell.
it does.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one that I put in there, it's not a link or anything. I just wanted to say congratulations to Ryan Stacy for winning his 6. Yeah, that's right. 6 DCRA National Service Rifle. Sorry, National Service Conditions Championship. He did that last week. So, and then he also turned right around and went to Meaford. So it was great to see him. And I just want to say congratulations to him on winning 6 in a row.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No wonder they sell a ton of barrels.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, Ryan Stacy is works for IBI, International Barrels, out in Abbotsford. Is it Abbotsford? It's around Abbotsford anyway, British Columbia. So you can buy the same winning profile barrel that Ryan uses. So, and excellent customer service out there too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, new gun stuff. So the GSG 16s, if you don't know what this is, it basically looks like an MP5 chambered in 22. It's growing on me. Not gonna lie. Yep, it's really growing on me.
One thing that I think is kind of neat is that they have reasonably priced 100 round drum mags for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like an MP5, and you can have 100 round capacity. Wow. That's also non-restricted.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's not just growing on me. I love it. I don't know. I got a lot of things to get before I get that. But anyway, I would definitely get that before we get this next thing. The Troy 102s are arriving in customers' hands.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they're starting to show up in people's hands. I am still waiting for some more detailed photos and whatnot to see if it's all right. It looks like they used the earlier, how like there was the NEA 102, and then there was like V2, and then the BCL 102, and there was like differences in the design. Like the third gen design had like an upper and lower that like mated perfectly. I think they're using the older NEA 102 design.
Yeah,
so whatever happened when NEA and BCL split and NEA kept their IP with their gun, it must have been that older version, and that's what they sent to Troy to remake.
Interesting. I don't remember this NEA 102. I only remember the BCL. And you really make it sound like NEA and BCL were two different companies when I just believe that NEA changed the name to BCL.
No, I think it might not be like a major thing. It might be like just a couple of people kind of a thing. But that's as far as I know. Like if you were the guy who held on to the designs and now you still have them, you license the design to BCL, but you can also make some more money by licensing it to Troy, right?
Sure. Okay. I just thought NEA's reputation was so bad that they just rebranded themselves, but I'm willing to be corrected on that. All right. Iron Guns got stainless CZ75Bs for $610 US. Even with exchange rate, this is a good price. But I won't support these guys. They sell the same products that Canadian dealers are selling at cutthroat prices, and so I can get an STI from Iron Guns, but if I get that STI and there's a problem with it, the last thing I should do is call Sean Hansen in Nova Scotia, the Canadian importer for STI. Right? He's not going to help me because it's not a gun he brought in.
Correct.
So you buy a gun from Iron Guns, the customer support after the sale might be a little sketchy. That's something you need to be aware of.
Yeah, that's like, what do you call them? Like gray market products, right?
Yeah.
Which for some guns is going to matter, and for some guns is going to be you're going to get crap service anyways, right? There are a couple of brands of firearms that even if you buy them in Canada here, even from the correct distributor, the service is pretty awful.
Yep. But, I'd rather get my CZs from Wolverine and then have it backed up.
Yeah, for CZs, definitely.
Okay, time for the main topic. And joining us this week is Tracy Wilson, who'll give us a recap on TACOM. Once again, I'd like to thank Tracy for coming on to rub our nose in it, basically, and remind us that we're hobos and couldn't go. So, thanks for that.
like I was really jealous, especially because of all like the new guns and all the kind of stuff that was out there. But then I saw some pictures of how many people were there,
Right.
and then I wasn't jealous anymore. I was like, oh my god, there's a huge lineup for everything. This thing's way too successful. There's way too many people at this thing.
Yep. There's going to be a plague associated with it, I'm sure, like
SHOT Show.
SHOT Show, yeah.
Mhm.
But I still want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go for the people. All of our best industry people are there.
Are there?
Yeah, so many people that we already know. Plus, we're going to meet all kinds of cool people we haven't met yet. I want to go and
Next
see
year.
them.
What if we did a booth?
We need to go do a booth. Yeah.
Can we do a booth there? And have a
Can
booth?
we afford to do a booth?
I mean, I can never go. I can't take the time off to go.
Yeah, I know that it's going to be the same. Well, maybe I will not say anything. Okay.
All right.
I have decisions to make for next year.
There you go.
Because I really, really, really like going to Meaford. But I also know that TACCOM, I really like going to TACCOM too. So, and I should be there. I should be at TACCOM. I need to be at a booth as well. We were talking about having our own booth, but you know what?
Maple Seed booth or Slamfire booth or like what kind of booth we
Everything?
talking about? Everything?
Everything, yeah.
Oh, we'd pimp Maple Seed for Lachi, Slamfire. What else do we have? Hunting Gear Guy.
CRPS, Hunting Gear Guy, ORPS.
Really,
Yeah,
we
you
would
guys
just
can
sit
throw 'em.
around and BS with our buddies that we never see because they're across the country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we really do need to be there. It's where
Right.
the
Slamfire
industry is.
should be there. Ragnarok was there in full force, so that was
Ragnarok.
awesome.
We should get a free table because we're media, right? We're media. We're going to cover the event. We should get a free
Right.
table and free entry, and
It's
because of the
people like
coverage.
you- it's people like you that got SHOT Show shut down or locked down.
We benefit from this. No back talk.
Right. All right.
We should be up on the stage, you know, the podcasting live.
Yeah. We sound like whiners right now. Kelly, you want to take the listener feedback from YouTube, please?
Sure. I've been on it, but there hasn't really been much with
All
respect other than Filthy saying, "What the frack?"
Well, Filthy, frack is a Battlestar Galactica term, so it doesn't really apply to me right now.
He's more of a Battlestar Galactica kind of guy, though, right?
Filthy?
Yeah.
Well, he
that's
says,
his
"What the hell?"
preferred-
I was using frack because I can't.
I
use
know,
hell.
Kelly. It's funnier my way.
I know. Yeah, that's about it. Just
All
want
right.
to say,
Well,
everybody that's watching, listening.
Let's
Anyway.
move into listener feedback then, which is sponsored by DC Armory. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearm refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at www.dcgunsmith.ca. Follow Armory DC Gunsmith on Facebook at facebook.com/Armory DC Gunsmith and on Instagram at /Armory DC Gunsmith, where you can see lots of before and after pictures, especially when I'm in the shop. I take pictures of everything. So, yes. Who would like to take the first one from Edmund?
I will. It says, "Hi guys and gal. I like to watch your YouTube channel, and I finally caught up on the last few episodes. Am I the only one to notice that Adriel's video seems to be mirror imaged? The last few episodes, I noticed the words on his t-shirt, instructor in training, Hunting Gear Guy, are mirrored. On the last episode, I noticed the initials on his earmuffs as MA, which would be the mirrored image of AM. Everyone else's video seems to have the correct orientation. I don't know why that is. I'd like to add to the list of features for the ideal range, in-floor heating on the outdoor range. As the floor is usually concrete, I find it tends to sap the heat out of my feet at the range as the range session goes on. I think Trevor is pretty gutsy to agree to waxing his body for charity. I'd like to suggest naming it Trevor's Death by 1,000 Wax Strips Charity Fundraiser. I actually like that. I don't know if you could actually get 1,000 strips on his body, as they would have to be mighty thin. But hey, you could raise a lot of money for charity if you did. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to your next episodes. Edmund. P.S. Have you guys considered doing a behind the scenes of Slamfire radio episode? I think it would be interesting to see how it all comes together.
This is pretty much behind the scenes.
Okay, what are we talking about tonight? Okay.
Interesting.
Adriel.
I think it's mirrored because it's my preview of myself. Because if I look at that, yeah, it's mirrored. It's backwards.
Is it?
Looks fine for you guys, though, right? You can
Yeah,
read that?
I can see mine. Yeah, so weird.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, you're mirrored.
Good. We'll try it. Maybe Discord won't mirror. That'd be neat.
We're going to try something else.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's test it out and see if we can use it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to film us, because it's kind of like, or it just like the show is disorganized.
There's nothing to film. There's no behind the scenes. There isn't there is the scene, what we're doing. We hit record, we start, we hit stop, and
We're done.
Yeah, there's no big production. This is the most fly by night amateur hour thing you've ever seen. The only thing that happens that you don't see is Adriel doing the editing. That's it. Everything else is right here out in the open. It's hanging out there for the world to see.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. Adriel, the next one, please.
From Spencer. Yeah. Hey guys, I thought I'd send this brochure along since you were talking about dream ranges last week. This is the Civilian Marksmanship Program's CMP range, about an hour west of me in Talladega, Alabama. This is the same CMP who sells surplus M1 Garands and more recently 1911s to folks. This new range cost them roughly $20 million to build, and it literally has everything you could want. However, the thing that gets everyone's attention is the target system that they have on the rifle ranges. The targets themselves are self-healing, but a video system captures the impact and projects it on a display at the shooter's station. That means there's no downtime to put up new targets, and you don't even need a spotting scope. I described the rest, but there's lots of cool videos and reviews of this place out there. One thing is really cool, though. They moved the CMP store into the range clubhouse as well. So you can not only buy food and drink there, but pick up an M1 Garand on the way home. And that's from Spencer in Smyrna.
Right. This range is also the same range that Appleseed will run a lot of their known distance out of. So I get messages or I get pictures when people go to it. It's a really nice range. I wish we had one like it.
Okay. Who's got Spencer?
You mean the one that Adriel just read?
I just read it.
Oh, sorry. It's the helmet.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, take the next one.
From Darren. He says, I was driving to my 3-gun match today and I was listening to Slamfire, as is my custom, when I heard the HK joke. H&K joke. I don't remember.
Can somebody refresh my memory on that H&K joke?
I don't know. We have to.
Was it the bullets backwards in the mag one?
I don't know.
I think I made a crack about that recently.
I laughed and choked on my McMuffin, and the rest of the day was awesome because of it. Thanks for the laughs and the great show. And that's from Darren. So we're going to have to go back and listen to find out what the joke was. I just don't remember it. All right.
There you go. Okay. Next.
From Dylan.
Adriel.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying your show. As a Canadian, I sometimes get tired of the vast majority of firearms content being all about America. It's really nice to have such a quality show made by Canadians for Canadians. I don't think he's listening to our show.
We
This is
just
very
described
insulting. Yeah. For it is indeed quality. I really like hearing what you guys are doing in your own lives with firearms. It really gives you credibility. It shows that you're not just armchair quarterbacks, but people out there instructing, competing, hunting, and working with firearms. You guys have a wonderful chemistry, and it really comes through in the show. You guys are seriously hilarious. Trevor, I want you to know I have honestly almost had to pull my truck over a couple of times recently because I was laughing so hard that the tears were making it hard to drive. Especially the parts about you cutting off certain member of his anatomy and the SKS a-holes. By the way, I am totally on Team Trevor. He's totally awesome. And Kelly shouldn't be so mean to him.
Hey,
And make
See,
sure
Kelly?
it's the other way around.
You
Trevor,
see, Kelly?
our roles in this relationship is Trevor's mean to me.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
I treat you with the utmost respect and dignity.
That's a funny joke.
Love
yeah,
you.
I know. Love you. Love you to death. No, I really.
Can we stop short of that? Maybe I'll use a safe word and not kill me.
Yeah.
We'll see. He goes on here. Make sure not to hurt him too much with those wax strips. That's when you'll have to use your safe word. Keep up the good work, you guys. I look forward to your future episodes, and will continue enjoying the large backlog of episodes to entertain me as I work. Sincerely, Dylan from Manitoba.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dylan. All right. And so that brings us on to shout-outs.
Well, why don't we tell them where to write into the show first, though?
Oh, I skipped that part, right. So
Vision obstruction.
Yes, that's right. I keep missing things. So if you would like to write into the show and remind Kelly to be nicer to me, you can do so by sending an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com.
Or you can do it the other way around. But
no, that's our email address. If they send it to comlagmgigordirad that won't
Trevor?
Get yes?
Trevor, I really do love you. You know that.
I know. I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Shout outs. I have one to Tim Thomas. It's not really a shout out. I just want to say that Tim was right.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was he right about?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
But he was right. And I always admit when somebody was right and I was wrong, and Tim was right.
Okay.
So, it was an IPSC rule, actually. And he was right. Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often. You were wrong about an IPSC rule?
I know. Stop
What?
it. I know.
I thought you had like everything like photographic memory.
Well, I'm kind of like the Rain Man in the rule book, but you know what? I don't know it all, and I made a mistake. And he was right.
We recorded that. You don't know everything.
That's true. It's true. The older I get, the more I realize the less I know. You know what I'd like to do, Kelly?
What?
I'd like to go back to when I was 13 years old, because it's the only time in my life when I actually knew everything, right?
Or you thought you knew everything?
Well, in my mind, my 13-year-old mind, I did. So,
yeah.
All right. Any other shout-outs?
I have one, but Adriel, do you have any?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I have one for Adam Cool. He was at the Mayford shoot as well. Yeah, the thing. Again,
you were just at?
My brain. He was there, but he's helping us out as well for next week. He gave us, a helping hand and gave us a real solid. So I just wanted to say thank you to him. He's a listener as well. Ryan and Chris, fantastic match. You guys deserve a lot of props. Random Dave, thank you for taking care of me and bringing me apples. And I also can you see my new shirt?
Yes.
That's my new shirt. I want to say thanks to Dave Christmas for giving it to me, and also Phil O'Dell as well. It's my new Connect Swag t-shirt. I love it. See, it says love with bullets and ARs. And
we can't see your cameras looking at your chin.
There you go.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So I just wanted to say thank you to you guys, and I'm going to wear my shirt. I wore it outside today, and I don't know if I should have, but I am anyways. Yep.
Why is it an inside shirt?
Well, no, not really. I went to go and visit somebody's house that I didn't know before.
Oh, I got you. So you were just like...
It's got a 1911 at Target. It's got some bullets and...
Time to find out if these people like this stuff.
I know, eh? I've never met you before, and I'm coming to your house.
This is what I'm all about.
Yeah. Just putting it all out there. Awesome.
So, nice swag. Thank you very much, Dave, and thank you, Phil. I'll wear it with pride.
Cool. Adriel, you don't have anything there, but do you have one?
Nope.
All right. So, Patreonies, listen, we have a Patreon bonus episode scheduled for next Thursday. So between now and then, I will be reaching out to track down one of you to join us to pick a topic about whatever you want to talk about. And we will turn it into an awesome episode for you and all your fellow Patreonies. In the meantime, if you would like to become a Patreonie and sponsor our show to help pay, the jet is not free. The hourly rate on a jet for podcasters is not inexpensive. So we need your support to keep Slamfire Air going. And you can do that by going to www.patreon.com/Slamfire Radio. And you can pledge as little as $1, or you can pledge 556-762-50 BMG, whatever you like.
500 Nitro.
500 Nitro is a definitely a Patreon pledge that we will support. And with your Patreon comes swag and bonus material, and it helps that beautiful new microphone that Kelly is wearing tonight. The Patreon paid for by the Patreonies. So
yeah,
that's where your money goes, kids. We hardly ever use it for drinking, really. I don't think
we've never used it for drinking.
Speak for yourself, right, Adriel? Ooh.
No, we don't use it for drinking. We use it for lines of cocaine whenever we meet.
Oh my God!
Splurge. Your Patreon goes right up Adriel's nose. Thank you. We call him the Snowman for a reason.
His name is
That's funny. Remember when Matthew used to be on the show and we weren't allowed to say shit like that?
He was more inappropriate than we were.
You're not wrong, but he would make like
we got angry emails for Matthew.
Yes,
and for us too.
Matthew would say that would make the darkest jokes, but you couldn't say shit. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, like us on Facebook and join one of our national firearms associations, such as CCFR. Go give us a like, or go check us out on GOC. Like us on Facebook. We're at 2,192. I feel like this segment's getting dated. We need to freshen this up here soon. It's getting boring to keep telling people to like us on Facebook and stuff, even though...
Just toss the table. Just flip it. Flip the table.
Yeah, did I tell you guys? Oh, apparently we can't compete with an orphanage. I added
50.
this, and yeah.
15,000. New Hope.
Yeah, I went to check out this New Hope Orphanage, which is the cheekiest name for an orphanage ever. New Hope, little Billy, right? Like, oh my God, get your hopes up, whatever. Anyway, New Hope Orphanage has a Facebook page. You can go look at. Don't you dare like it, but you can go check it out. They got 15,000 likes, man.
Man, we were
get a rush of new likes right now.
We were talking like way too tough when we said we could take on an orphanage.
Right?
Clearly, we're not ready.
No, we cannot compete with homeless children, little hobo children living in a home. Like, no, people like that more than Slamfire, I guess. Who knew? Who knew? I thought we were more popular than homeless children. I guess I was wrong. Anyway, that's the show this week. Bye, everybody.
Later.